You know who else has giant ears but is not the sexiest man on earth?
Nikki Mouse?
No!
Looking back on the things that we've taken for granted, but
Good morning, everybody. It is the beginning of, I should have looked at this before I started the video, the beginning of week 29, which is week 5 on my compound. And the saga to continue out to try to figure out how to properly ingest this compound continues. So this is my rapid dissolve semaglutide compound. And if you've been watching my last several videos, if you missed last week's video, I'll put it up here for you. I'm continuing to struggle with adjusting to the new compound. And I think a big part of it has to do with how I'm taking it and not taking it properly, or not having it dissolve properly, or, you know, any number of things. So I've had several people in comments saying, well, why don't you just swallow it like a pill? Or, you know, if it tastes that bad, just swallow it. The reason that it needs to sit under my tongue is your body actually absorbs medication directly into your bloodstream when you hold it underneath your tongue. So if I were to just swallow it like a pill, because the tablet is designed to dissolve under your tongue and hold under your tongue for a period of time, the pharmacist said 5 minutes ideally, then a big majority of the compound would be destroyed in my stomach acid if I were to just swallow it. So then I'm paying for a bunch of drugs that's not actually going to work for me. So part of the issue that I'm having is that apparently when they made mine, because they make them in-house, when they made mine, I'm sorry, I've got a smudge on my glasses and it's driving me absolutely insane. But when they pressed my semaglutide tablets, they apparently pressed them too hard. I think it's like a hand press. And so they're not dissolving as readily as they should be. So the guy recommended that I try to crush them between my fingers. And I've tried doing that, and like I'm able to get them to break in half, but they're pressed so hard that they're not breaking apart. So this week we're going to try crushing them in a little porcelain bowl. And I'm going to use a little pipette. The other thing that he recommended was having a little sip of water underneath my tongue. So I'm going to try doing just a pipette of water underneath my tongue so that I have a measured amount under there and it's not too much. Because that's the other thing is that when I'm trying to just sip, I'm getting too much water under my tongue and it's overflowing back into my throat. So I think I'm swallowing a lot of it before it has a chance to absorb. So this week we're going to try crushing this up, putting a little pipette of water and putting all of the crushed drugs underneath my tongue. We're going to let them sit for 5 minutes and we're going to see how that works. The only reason I'm even concerned is because, again, if you saw my video last week I had some serious issues with being hungry all the time, which I have not had at all since starting Wegovy. I have had weeks where kind of thoughts about food have returned, but this last week it was like I was thinking about food 24/7. My appetite returned big time. I was still able to lose a considerable amount of weight, but it was a struggle. Like, it's the first time since I've started Wegovy that it was a struggle to get through the week. So I feel like I really didn't get the compound absorbed very well last week. So I was still getting the feelings of being full, but they were delayed. So there were a few times where I feel like I probably ate a little bit more than I should have because I wasn't getting the full feeling until, 5 to 10 minutes after I finished eating. And I'm not a fast eater. Like, I eat slow. So that's not been an issue for me up to now. So we're going to try crushing this up and seeing if that helps. See? Here we go. Helios. All right. So that's what it looks like now that it's all crushed up. No, sir. You may not lick that. I don't know what that'll do to you. You've got a giant eye booger. Yes, I love you. No kiss? Thank you. Okay. Back off, please. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to grab this water. All right, so that's all the water I'm going to use. was fairly painless. I feel good about that just because I can still feel it all up in my mouth. Because I know the pill was completely dissolved from the moment it was in my mouth. I don't know if you guys could see when I added water, there was definitely still a bunch of the powder inside the little container. So I rinsed it out with a bunch more of the pipettes full of water, and I just kind of threw it back into my mouth. But I think that's probably how I'll do it from now on. I've all but decided that once I'm done with the rapid dissolve tablets, that I'm probably going to switch back to the subcutaneous injection. I feel like even though the rapid dissolve tablets are technically more convenient because I'm not having to deal with needles and stuff like that, because of everything that I'm having to go through in order to take them, and the taste and everything else, I also have kind of a tendency toward anxiety when it comes to stuff like this, like not knowing if I'm doing it right or if there's something that I'm doing that's affecting the way the drug works. If you're not familiar with cortisol and stress and how all of that affects your body, I definitely recommend that you look into it. But anxiety and stress and things like that increase your cortisol levels, and cortisol causes your body to store fat. So I'm kind of working against myself when I'm taking it in a way that's causing me to stress. So even though it's a little bit more expensive and I'm having to deal with needles again, I'm like 99.9% sure that I'm going to be switching back to the subcutaneous injection once I'm done with all of these. Now, I had pre-purchased, and this is my fault for doing this before I knew how it was going to work for me, but I pre-purchased 3 cycles worth of the drug to begin with the rapid dissolve tablet. So I had 12 to begin with. This was my 5th one, so I still have 7 weeks of doing the tablet like that. Which, ask me how happy I am about that. But anyway, I'm going to go through those 7 weeks, and probably once I'm done with those 7 weeks, unless now doing it this way just makes it a million times easier, which it might, I don't know. But if that ends up making me feel the same effects and everything the way that the Wegovy did, then maybe I'll stick with it just because it is that much less expensive. But, saving $50 a month isn't worth it if I'm constantly wondering if it's going to work or not. So, anywho, just wanted to kind of let you guys see how all of this is evolving. If you are a person that's going to be taking a semaglutide compound in a rapid dissolve tablet, that was definitely the easiest time I've had since, in the last 5 weeks since I started taking it. So, I hope y'all are having an awesome day. Have a great week, and I will see you soon. Hello. I am, pardon my sort of random Tourette's this morning. I got into my car and there was a spider web, and I sat in it, and now I just keep feeling like it's everywhere. It's on me. It's on my face. It's on my arms. It's on my face. It's on my arms. It's on all my places, and I keep feeling like there's things crawling on me, and I don't like it. I'll get over it, I promise. Anyway, I'm on my way to Old Navy because all my clothes are too big, and I'm okay with it mostly, but also I'm not. And Old Navy is supposedly having a sale right now, so I'm gonna go. I haven't shopped at Old Navy in a really long time because the last couple times I went, I couldn't really find anything that fit me, but I should be able to find things that fit me now because I am smaller. So I'm gonna try finding a couple of like things in clearance or some inexpensive stuff that I can get that'll kind of see me through for a little while until all my pants are falling off again. I have one pair of jean shorts that I can wear right now that will actually stay up over my butt. Like, they're still too big, like they're sagging in the butt and all the stuff, but they at least don't fall down. Like almost all of my other shorts don't fall down. And I have leggings that, again, are getting loose, but I mean, they're leggings, so they're better, but it's late spring-ish here in Texas, and so we're already approaching temperatures in the 90s, and it's too hot for me to wear pants. So, and then my shirts are all like tents on me, other than those 2 tank tops that I bought that are size 1X from Walmart, and I can't wear them every day. So go see what I can see so that hopefully I can wear things that don't make me look like I'm wearing my mother's clothes. We will see how much filming I do in there. I don't know. We'll see. So we made a quick detour to Ross. I don't know how I feel about this. I mean, the pants are pants, but they actually fit. I just think they squeeze things a bit much for me. I don't know. They're really soft. Think about it. Kind of like this shirt. It's super soft. This is a definite maybe. I don't know. I guys think it's, I mean, it's cute-ish. Oh, sorry, you're not even looking at the mirror. But I think it's too short. I think it would make me uncomfortable. Yeah, no. So of course the one thing I said I didn't need was pants. And that's what I keep finding. But these are a size 22. And they're on clearance for $12. I think I might get them. They look pretty good, I think. The one annoying thing is they're button fly. I hate button fly jeans. But they're really cute. So I just tried this on in an XL and it was too big. And this is an XL. This isn't even a plus size. What? How's that a thing? Okay, so that shopping experience was a little surreal. I know I was being kind of quiet because there were a lot of people in the dressing rooms, and I'm still not at that point of, oh yeah, I'll just talk and I don't care who hears me. I'm not at that level yet. So I tried on some size 22 jeans just, you know, to see. And because they were on a really, really good sale, it's like a $50 pair of jeans. They were on clearance for $12.50. And I mean, they fit. They were a little loose in the waist, but I always have some waist gap because I got booty for days. But I can't. So the size 22 pants fit. I tried on a bunch of their shorts, but unfortunately, like all of their shorts are really short. I don't feel comfortable wearing an inseam that's less than at least 5 inches, but I feel better if they're 7 inches or longer. I've just got, you guys have seen my pictures, I've got these pockets of fat on my upper inner thighs that if I don't have a long enough inseam, like they stick out the bottom and it grosses me out. So I know other people probably wouldn't even notice, they wouldn't care, whatever, but I do, and it grosses me out and I can't do it. So I need 7-inch inseams. They had one pair of jean shorts there with a 7-inch inseam and they were $40. I was like, I'm not spending $40 on a pair of shorts that probably aren't going to fit me in 2 months, a month and a half, maybe. So I decided not to do that. I wouldn't have bought the pants except for they were just such a great deal. But then they had a bunch of those tank tops. They were only $8 and they were really soft fabric. So I was like, well, I'll try them on. And I grabbed a double XL because it looked like it would fit me. And when I put it on, it was like, I mean, it was comfy loose, like through the stomach and stuff, but like the arms were sagging, like the armpits were sagging. So like you could see my bra, and that's only going to get worse. That's an issue that I have with sleeveless shirts in general because I'm not super busty. So I was like, there's no way that I'm wearing an XL, that I'm wearing an extra large. There's just no way. So I grabbed one, and that was the one that you guys saw. Like, what? That isn't even a plus size. Like, that's like a regular women's size. Like, what? I'm not there yet, you guys. Like, I'm fine. I am. I'm just, I guess this is what happens when you lose 70 pounds and don't go clothes shopping. Oh God. Oh guys. Oh. too old to wake up at 1. To go to sleep at 4 in the morning and wake up at 9 a.m. Oh no! She comes. Oh Lord, she coming. She looks grouchy. Yeah. Okay. No. I didn't go to bed until almost 4 a.m.
What the front door?
Dude.
What the mall in there? Maynard is this elusive place that just escapes.
It's like right outside of Elgin.
My
It's just before Elgin.
It escapes my
Your geometry. Geography.
Dogums.
One of them one of them G's with the ography at the end.
Yep.
Or the ologies and that place. It's too hot to be spring.
That's what, it's too hot to do what?
Be spring.
Be some
It's supposed to be 95 today. 98 today. It's supposed to be 98 today. I'm like, it should not already be approaching the hundreds in May. That's stupid.
It is stupid.
I don't like it. I want winter back. All these Texans talk about, oh, I hate the winter. I want my summer back. And every year, I'm like, you shut your hole. You shut it. You shut it and you lock it. And you throw away the key.
I'm trying really hard to get away from like the OMG.
Yes.
So like if you see me saying like what, that's what I say now. That's for the blasphemy. That's for the blasphemy. I could have picked up your sugar.
Yeah?
I could have picked up your Sam's order yesterday. Mouthwash because Tanner likes mouthwash.
I don't like mouthwash. I don't like anything that tries to help me by murdering my face.
We got the non-alcohol one.
It still murders your face. Richard has the non-alcoholic one and it still murders my face. I tried it because I was like, oh look, there's no alcohol, so it won't hurt my face. And I'm like, no, lies and deception. It still hurts.
Ouch.
I don't like it. Change of plans.
Baby's hungry.
Well, I am also hungry. You can call me baby too.
Hi, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
I don't know. That's all I got. That's all I got. Anyway, so we started watching Jurassic Park yesterday. Man, I always forget how sexy Jeff Goldblum is.
Girl, how you forget?
Here's the thing, because I don't really watch a lot of stuff with Jeff Goldblum in it.
He was even hot in the Thor
Ragnarok.
on the rag,
Yeah. Here's the thing. He has the biggest ears in the universe,
He
and
does.
he's still
Girl,
sexy.
he got
I
a
don't
big
understand.
mouth, too.
You know who else has giant ears but is not the sexiest man on earth?
Mickey Mouse.
No. What do you think I'm not sexy? No, it's what's his name?
Now you can't think of anything else
Sure.
except for Mickey Mouse.
Tommy
Lee Jones.
Tommy Lee Jones. I'm like, there's a Jones and there's a T. It's Tommy Lee Jones.
Why did I say Tommy Hilfiger?
You don't even know what he looks like.
He has a face.
That's good. It's not fun being without a face. I mean, I wouldn't know from personal experience, but I'm a pretty empathetic person.
I smell those.
I don't know. My nose is real confused because I also smell cheese. And I'm not sure how I feel about cheese and cinnamon sugar.
You know that I would be okay with that.
I know you would because you're a weirdo.
I am a weirdo. I am my own weirdo. So, I was talking to Tanner this morning about how I'm so... Oh, why did you guys do that to me?
I forgot. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Oh my goodness, you're so silly. I love you. Just the exclamation, like.
Because I realized I hadn't told you.
Oh, I love you.
Oh shit! I'm not done. You're what? You're done. Okay, guys, we're just sitting here getting up the gusto, all them G words to get out of the car. I'm tired.
Get out of line. Ravioli and a nap.
I'm too old to get less than 9 hours of sleep.
I was gonna say something, but I'll say that. Okay.
Bye, guys. All right. right, guys, one of the bigger grocery hauls we've had in a while. I picked up some hamburger slices because I frequently like to make burger salads and I like them with pickles and I run out. Turkey pepperoni. I picked up some ground beef at Sam's because it's a really good price for the 93% lean. A lemon, 2 limes, some strawberries. I also picked up some snow peas back here and some mini cucumbers for some salads. I got some shrimp for some sweet Thai chili, lime, shrimp thing we're gonna do next week. Some flour, buttermilk for my pancakes. Picked up a spaghetti squash for some lunch things this next week. Marinara, some mozzarella cheese, some Thai sweet chili sauce. That half-baked ice cream was real good, but I found my favorite part of it was the brownies and the chocolate ice cream. So I just got some of the chocolate fudge brownie because the half-baked is just half chocolate fudge brownie, half chocolate chip cookie dough. Got some green onions, picked up some more drumsticks. I got the chicken and maple sausage. They were out of the links, which makes me very upset. I had to get the patties. I got some fat-free half and half, some frozen wild blueberries, which are the little ones, which I really like for the pancakes. So I'm going to use those, some Italian seasoning, and some mini gnocchi. And I can't remember if I said fat-free half and half, but that's there too. All right, so total will go here, and that's it. All right, just taking a sneaky peek at next week's menu. So I'm making those lemon blueberry pancakes again. If you missed those, I will put the card for the recipe up there because those were delicious. We have a lot of leftovers to get through this week, so I'm going to be doing that for lunches and dinners, but I am making one new recipe. I'm going to be doing the chili garlic lime shrimp, so stay tuned for that video next week. On the weekend, we do leftovers or we go out to eat. And that, as they say, is that. Guys, so we made it to the end of week 29. Just wanted to come on and, as always, give you kind of my non-scale victories, sum up the week, talk about any side effects I may have had, and of course, my results with you guys. This week, we finally figured out how to crush up that compound and hold it under my tongue. It worked way better. I definitely saw more of the full feeling and the appetite suppression than I have in the previous weeks. So I will be doing it that way from now on. I'm still leaning towards, once I've finished my rapid dissolve pills, going back to the injection to see if that's any different, because I do know that I'm definitely not feeling the effect on the semaglutide compound as much as I was feeling on the 2.4 milligram Wegovy. So we will see how that goes. Anyway, I kind of wanted to go through non-scale victories. This week I edited my best of recipes video. If you haven't seen that, go ahead and check it out. But it was really weird looking at my face in some of those older videos, because some of my best ofs were from way back in I think week 4. So it's hard for me, and I've talked about this before, but it's hard for me to look at myself in the mirror now and always see the weight loss. I mean, I know I've lost a considerable amount of weight, but there's still that feeling of I've got so far to go, so I don't always see it. I don't know exactly what that is, but when I looked back at some of those older videos and I look at my face, I'm like, wow, there is a massive difference in my appearance. So I think that was a good thing for me to see that. I also, because I know I've shared with you guys before that my eventual goal is to move to intuitive eating, hoping that the Wegovy and my time on the Wegovy and doing the weight loss is going to help me kind of repair my relationship with food. I have had a tendency in the past towards binge eating or just absent-minded eating. And this week, you guys know one of the things that I do as a calorie bomb is this pint of ice cream. I have 1 pint of ice cream a week. I used to eat 3 or 4. So now I get 1 pint of ice cream and I eat it throughout the week. And normally I won't trust myself to sit down with a pint and just stop. I will scoop out and weigh out 1 portion of ice cream and eat it. And this week I decided to see what would happen if I just sat with the pint of ice cream and ate until I felt like it was enough and then stop. And I did weigh the pint before and after, and I stopped at exactly 1 serving. So it was encouraging to see that I'm starting to learn what a reasonable serving looks and feels like without having to actually measure it. And, you know, after 7 months of weighing and measuring and, you know, dealing out my food, I mean, that's bound to be a side effect as long as I'm actually paying attention and being mindful about that. So that was definitely encouraging to see, because one of my worries and my concerns about going to intuitive eating is kind of, you know, the concern that I might slip back into that, you know, absent-minded or, you know, just eating too much. I did notice, and this isn't a non-scale victory so much as just something that I captured on Thursday, because I do my weigh-in on Friday. On Thursday, I kind of caught this internal dialogue that was going on about me convincing myself to eat less food because I knew my weigh-in was on Friday. And it just proved to me that somewhere in the midst of this, I started putting too much focus on the scale again. And I think it started about the time that I started the semaglutide compound, because it's been so up and down. You know, it's been, you know, gain, loss, gain, loss, gain, loss. And so I just need to do a good job of focusing on the end goal, realizing that as long as I continue these healthy habits, as long as I continue on the right track, I'm going to lose the weight. It's when I get discouraged and I get frustrated and I say, forget it, it's not worth it. And then I just throw all caution to the wind and I just go back full bore onto those habits that all the weight just comes back, you know, flying back on. And I've come too far at this point to allow that to be a thing. But at the same time, I need to realize that I'm going to make the healthy choices I'm making, and my body's going to take the time it's going to take to lose the weight. As long as I stay the course, the weight will come off. It would be nice if it came off more quickly. And I know that there are probably things I could do, like cutting out carbs and things like that, that would make it go more quickly. But I also know that that would not be sustainable for me. And the big thing with all of this has always been doing something that's sustainable, something that I can continue to do. I'm using this time to learn habits that I can keep up with for the rest of my life. I did want to also mention, this week I was kicked from one of the larger Wegovy support groups on Facebook. I don't remember the exact name of it, and I couldn't look it up because once they kicked me, I couldn't even see it anymore. It's the one with the tulips in the pictures. I had been thinking about leaving that group for quite some time because the administration was just not, they weren't it. They were really critical and very just not for me. But I normally kept my mouth shut about it, but this week in particular, they were spreading some very incorrect, false information about compounds and compounding pharmacies. And I spoke up to just kind of correct that information. I wasn't ugly about it. I was just trying to correct it because there was a lot of fear mongering going on and a lot of people that are on compounds freaking out because the information they were providing was false. So if you have questions about semaglutide compounds, if you want some information about that, I'll link my video here about why I had to quit Wegovy, and I have a lot of information in there about semaglutide pharmacy or compound pharmacies and the semaglutide compound. I still think that this is a viable choice for people that can't afford or can't get Wegovy, especially with the shortage. I do still think that it's working. It may not be working as well as Wegovy was for me, but who's to say that I wouldn't have had the same reaction because I've been on it for longer, even if I had stayed on Wegovy. I don't know. Because I have heard some people say that they stop feeling as much, they don't get as good of results from it after being on it for a long time. But I'm still going strong. I'm still staying here. If I can get insurance that will cover Wegovy, I definitely would go back to the Wegovy for sure. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The drug saved my life, changed my life. But I just, financially, it's not feasible for me until I can find insurance that will cover it, or until they bring the price down. I did want to tell you guys, if you did not watch this week's cooking video, make sure you check it out. That chicken Caesar pita, I'm still dreaming about the damn thing. It's probably, if this video had been out before I did my best of, like, no question, it definitely would have been in there. So definitely check it out. I went this weekend to an Amp Guard event. I've talked about Amp Guard before. I had a video about when we went to Spring War, but it's my husband's hobby and it's medieval recreation fighting. And in Texas, even though we're in May, we're already hitting temperatures that are close to triple digits. And I mean, by the time you see this video, I'm certain we will have probably already had our first 100-degree days. But it was my first time being out in extreme heat since being on Wegovy, and I will say that it made me extremely tired, and it really affected my appetite. I was extremely active on Saturday, but even though I was really active, I couldn't eat more than 2 or 3 bites of something without starting to feel kind of nauseous. Not like I was going to throw up or anything, but I just didn't want to eat food, even though I could tell I was hungry. And I'm assuming that that's a combination of the heat and the Wegovy, the Semaglutide, because I've never had that reaction before when being in the heat. So it'll be interesting to see if that happens again, because I'm sure that I will be out in the heat much more because I live in Texas. Anyway, let's get to our results. So this week, when I stepped on the scale, I ended up losing another 1.5 pounds, which I was very excited about because I started my cycle this week. And if you've been here for any length of time, you know that when I have a week that falls on a cycle, I have a tendency to gain weight or just maintain weight. So the fact that I lost this week was very exciting to me. That brings my total weight loss to 71.2 pounds. I've been forgetting to tell you guys where I was on my calorie cycling thing for weekly during the week for a while. I'm now down to 1,523 calories a day. If you're not familiar with calorie cycling, definitely Google it, look into it. Basically, I eat what I want in moderation, but instead of doing a daily calorie goal, like I eat that 1,523 calories every day, I eat less calories some days, more calories others, and I have a tendency to kind of save up calories for the weekend when my husband and I go out to eat a lot. Not a lot, but we go out like 3 times. So this last week, I was only 79 calories short of my weekly calorie goal, and I do find that when I cut closer to my calorie goal, I do tend to lose more reliably. So that is it for this week. Whether you're new or old, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. We are getting super close to 1,000 subscribers, which is just mind-boggling to me. And I appreciate you guys so much for coming here every week and supporting me and cheering me on. And I definitely would not be doing as well as I am without you guys. So thank you so much. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.
To be better without what's been holding us back now.